this morning to discuss the tools needed for positive and effective communication. Hello, thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
So Tanya, in our last Coma and a Kids segment, we talked about how to choose the right preschool for you. So now we're going to take it a step further. You've chosen your preschool. How are ways that you can expect to communicate with teachers?
Well, it actually starts from that first visit. That's when the teacher and the parents are going to meet for the first time, and they start the bond there. So after that, when the child starts, a lot of the communication is going to be at arrival and pickup. Sometimes the parents are rushed because they have to get to work, so they will say little tidbits that will help us to tell about the child's night or the early morning, so that we know how best to support the child throughout the day. One way that lead teachers do give some communication about their daily activities is we write a what we did today note, and we post it on the parent board, and that gives a brief summary of the highlights of the day, and most of the parents read it, and that's a good talking point for the parents to have with the child on the drive home. We get that feedback.
You've said a few things that really I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I remember when my kids were in preschool. For one thing, if your child is having a bad morning, you know, they're throwing a tantrum because of the outfit that they wanted to wear and you didn't allow them to wear or whatever, it's important to tell the teacher, because the teacher may not understand the difficult morning, right? That the
it sets their temperament for the whole day. So it will help us have tools to diffuse them or get them focused and give them a little more one-on-one so that they can come out of that and go back to their normal selves.
And I also like what you said about the reports at the end of the day, because I was a schedule Nazi, so I would want to know how long they napped for, how many poopy diapers they had. Like, I actually want to know those things.
Yes, and for the infant toddler program, they do have a daily log that they do receive. It tells them how they ate, it tells them how they slept, it tells them all about the diapering and just about their overall day. So they take that home. Physically, they take home that paper. That's
so important because, it continues, right, when you go home. Like, they're going to need to go to bed earlier that night because they missed their nap. What about for first-time preschoolers, separation anxiety?
Separation anxiety can happen through all the ages of preschoolers. Usually the younger the child is, the stronger the separation anxiety is. What Chanel talked about last week was mainly for the older children. My site has an infant toddler program. So what I experience a lot of the time is the parent separation anxiety for the infants, which is understandable. My daughter started at 8 weeks old. I understand completely. So one thing that I make sure that I do at my site with my staff is we take pictures of the children of all the ages on their first day, and we send it to the parents. Either my staff or myself will take the pictures, and the infant parents are just so, you know, they may go to work with that image of the child crying or them crying. So when they get that picture on their phone at work, oh, thank you so much, you made my day. Now I can focus on my work because I know my child is okay. So that helps them a lot, and they're really appreciative. So I'm glad that we can do that for them.
I love that you do that. I really do. I had a teacher who did that for me, because you're right. You leave the school, they're screaming, and sometimes I'm not even out of the parking lot, and I get a picture, and they're done. You know, it's like really 2 minutes later, they're done screaming.
It may be difficult to do it sometimes because the way the day goes. But we really try to, especially on the first couple of days of school, because the parents need that. Just to know that the child is okay. Yes, it's for the parents.
Now, what activities and special events are planned throughout the year to foster family and teacher relationships?
A good one is the open house, or either a family night. That's usually planned in the first couple of months of school. And we usually make it in the evenings, so that there is time for that communication to happen between the staff and the parents. And you may plan a potluck, you may plan a part of a program where the children sing, or you may plan activities where you interact all of it together. So it's really up to the center, but that's a really good one. Other special events we plan where parents are always welcome. A big one that our sites do is the annual snow day. So we need the parents to come and help shovel too. So that helps us, and they have a blast. A costume carnival, Christmas program, graduation program. There's lots that the sites can choose from. So, but we try to plan 5 to 6 a year.
Now, what would you say is the most effective tool in communication between parents and teachers?
No doubt the parent-teacher conference. We do assessments under creative curriculum, and we do individual child portfolio on every child, where the teachers assess where they are at their stages of development. And the parent-teacher conference is vital because the parents come in and they share the information back and forth with us of what is best for the child, where they're at now and where we want to go, so that we can plan for the child to be successful in all areas of development.
Thank you so much, because like you said, it is a partnership where you really have to work together.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you for having me.